The repair bay of the galactic harmony hummed with the usual cacophony of alien languages and mechanical whirring. Marcus Chen crouched beside the massive quantum transmitter, his weathered hands dancing across circuits that most species considered impossibly complex. Sweat beaded on his forehead as he traced the fault lines through kilometers of crystalline pathways. Impossible, muttered Zethkar, the Vortanian chief engineer, his 6 eyes blinking in sequence. The quantum resonance matrix has been damaged beyond repair. We'll need to return to the nearest starbase. Marcus didn't look up from his work. 23 years of deep space engineering had taught him that impossible was just another word. For I haven't figured it out yet. His fingers found the damaged coupling, and he smiled. The crystalline structure was cracked, but not shattered. With the right frequency modulation, "Hand me that harmonic wrench," he said to the hovering repair drone. The drone's mechanical voice chirped, "Harmonic frequency incompatible with Terran nervous system. Prolonged exposure may cause—" "Just hand it over, Hal." Marcus began the delicate work of realigning the quantum matrix. Around him, the other engineers, a mix of Centaurian insectoids, gaseous nebulan entities, and silicon-based Kron, watched with what he'd learned to recognize as their species' equivalent of skepticism. The transmitter was the ship's lifeline. Without it, the 40,000 souls aboard the generation ship would be cut off from the Galactic Council, drifting in the void between star systems. The Harmony was humanity's first successful integration into the broader galactic community, a symbol of what different species could accomplish together. But right now, it was just a very expensive piece of broken equipment. Marcus worked in silence, his mind falling into the familiar rhythm of problem-solving. This was what humans did best, not the flashy heroics that filled the adventure hollows, but the stubborn, methodical refusal to accept defeat. While other species might redesign a system or replace it entirely, humans had developed an almost supernatural ability to fix things that shouldn't work anymore. 3 hours passed. The repair bay gradually emptied as the other engineers gave up and returned to their duties. Only Marcus remained, his tools spread around him like the instruments of some arcane ritual. "You know," said a voice behind him, "most people would have called it quits by now." Marcus turned to see Dr. Sarah Okafor, the ship's chief xenobiologist. She was one of the few other humans in this section of the ship, and her presence always made him feel less isolated among the aliens. "Most people aren't married to an engineer who thinks impossible is a challenge," she replied with a tired smile. Sarah laughed, settling down beside him on the deck plates. "Fair point. How's it looking?" "Like someone tried to run a full-spectrum analysis through a system designed for basic communication protocols. The quantum matrix is scrambled, but the underlying structure is intact." Marcus wiped his hands on a rag. "I think I can reroute the primary channels through the secondary array, but it'll require some creative interpretations of physics." "Ah, the Marcus Chen special. Violate 3 laws of thermodynamics and somehow make it work better than before." As if summoned by their conversation, a group of alien passengers drifted into the repair bay. Marcus recognized them as part of the Zelthrian delegation, tall, ethereal beings with translucent skin and an unfortunate tendency to look down on primitive species. Ambassador Yilandra floated closer, her voice carrying the characteristic harmonic resonance of her people. "Dr. Okafor, we were hoping to speak with you about the delay. Our scientists have analyzed the transmitter damage, and we believe immediate evacuation to the nearest Kron facility is the only viable option." Sarah started to respond, but Marcus was already turning back to his work. He'd heard this conversation before, on a dozen different ships in 100 different crises. The aliens always had the same solution: abandon the broken thing and get a new one. But humans fixed things. The harmonic wrench vibrated in his hands as he aligned the final coupling. The quantum matrix flickered, then stabilized. Energy readings spiked across his diagnostic display. That's not possible, Yelandra said, her harmonics shifting to what Marcus had learned was the Zelthrian equivalent of stuttering. You keep using that word, Marcus muttered, making final adjustments to the resonance frequency. I don't think it means what you think it means. The transmitter hummed to life, its crystalline core pulsing with steady blue light. Communication. Channels opened across the display, connecting the harmony to relay stations throughout the sector. Yelandra's translucent features shifted through several colors. She turned to Sarah, her voice carrying a note of genuine bewilderment. How did he accomplish this? Our best theoretical physicists concluded that the quantum decoherence was irreversible. Sarah smiled, watching Marcus pack his tools with characteristic efficiency. That's my husband. He doesn't believe in irreversible. Your husband? The word seemed to puzzle the ambassador. The repair technician is your mate? Repair technician? Sarah's laugh carried a sharp edge. Ambassador, meet Dr. Marcus Chen, formerly of MIT's Quantum Engineering Department, currently holding 17 patents in subspace communications, and the man who redesigned the navigation systems on half the ships in the Terran fleet. Marcus looked up from his toolkit, offering a slight wave. Nice to meet you, Ambassador. Sorry about the delay. Yelandra's colors shifted again, cycling through what Marcus recognized as profound embarrassment. The other Zelthrians in her group were making rapid harmonics among themselves, probably recalculating their assumptions about human capabilities. Our apologies, Dr. Chen. We were not aware of your credentials. No worries, Marcus said, shouldering his kit. Happens all the time. Most people see a guy with grease on his hands and assume he's just turning wrenches. But you were just turning wrenches, Yelandra said, confusion evident in her harmonics. Yeah, well, Marcus shared a look with Sarah. Sometimes the best way to solve a theoretical problem is with a practical solution. You can run all the simulations you want, but eventually someone has to get their hands dirty and fix the actual thing. As they walked away from the repair bay, Sarah slipped her arm through Marcus's. Behind them, the transmitter hummed with perfect efficiency, its quantum matrix singing in harmony with the cosmos. You know, Sarah said, I think you just gave the Zelthrians a whole new perspective on humanity. Marcus smiled. Good. Maybe next time something breaks, they'll try fixing it instead of throwing it away. The galactic harmony sailed on through the void, its communications array working better than ever, carrying 40,000 souls toward their new home among the stars. And in the repair bay, the transmitter continued its faithful service, a testament to the simple human truth that nothing was ever truly broken, just waiting for the right person to figure out how to fix it.